Tina came on the stage and she was like, "Do you guys know what is vibe coding?" And I'm like, "What is this, like a party or a
It was a
vibe?" She
what a
switched screens and it just created a homepage and
yeah.
with headlines and things like that. And I was like, "What is happening here? This is sorcery. This is not possible."
Yeah, and I'm thinking of now developing something in my previous work as a flight dispatcher. Some people have come up to me to say if I'm willing to work with them on developing AI and flight dispatch.
I am now volunteering at AIGS, which is AI Governance and Safety of Canada. So that is a group which is vouching and pushing the people at the parliament to get the policies and regulations around AI usage, around AI data sovereignty around it. Look at me. In before this, like, I wasn't even using these words. I don't know what happened to me, but I've completely transformed into a new person after this program.
Welcome to the very first episode of Beyond the Algorithm, the AI podcast. My name is Tina Berzowska, and we're here today to talk about unlocking the AI potential. And I can't think of a more meaningful way to begin than with the story that we're going to tell today. AI is often talked about as a technology story, but today we're talking about AI as a confidence story, a leadership story, and a story of women stepping into spaces they may not have thought were built for them. Now, a few weeks ago, Tara and I walked into a room full of women, and most of them hadn't written a single line of code in their lives. By the end of the program, just short 4 weeks later, they stood up and presented their own apps, which they had built from scratch. All of these apps were built with a lot of soul and empathy. They were a result of real lived experiences and solved real problems for women around independence, dignity, support, and opportunity. Now, this episode, I think the main theme will be about that transformation. What happens when women who may not see themselves as technical are given the tools and the encouragement and the opportunity to and the space to build. So it's about AI not just being a technology, but also a bridge between an idea and an outcome, a bridge between self-doubt and confidence, and between lived experiences and innovation. Now, today I'm joined by my incredible co-facilitator, Tara Mishral. Welcome, Tara.
So great to be here, Tina.
Thank you. She was the visionary behind this journey and someone who spent her entire career empowering women through technology and through innovation. And I'm also especially honored to be joined by two extraordinary women from the TechHer Forward program. Our Innovation Challenge winner, Jacqueline DeCosta, who won the Best Overall Solution in the contest, and our Best Creative Solution winner, Shagun Panda, whose work and stories deeply moved Tara and I, and that's why we're here today. So welcome, ladies. Thank you so much for being part of the podcast. Before we talk about AI and apps and journeys, I wanted to just begin with who you are as people and give you a chance to introduce yourselves. So tell us a little bit about who you are and one thing in your life that brings you joy today. And maybe Tara, we'll start with you.
Absolutely. So my name is Tara Mishral, and I've been in tech for almost 25 years. And when I say that, I mean tech leadership, working with products like integration, business intelligence, and AI. And really, the goal of those products were to gather information from data and make evidence-based decisions. But along the way, my true passion has been really being able to help other people on their journey to see the light that's within and follow their purpose and in any way possible. The latest journey here with TechHer Forward, that was created because I think in today's era, technology is and can be quite intimidating if you've never coded or you don't know about AI, especially if you keep hearing out there that AI is taking all the jobs and AI is taking over. I still remember when I watched Terminator for the first time. It can put really scary impressions into people's minds. But with all of the developments in AI and vibe coding and things becoming more accessible, my goal was to help women understand that even if you didn't get a degree in computer sciences, you can leverage technology to empower your life. And that's how TechHer Forward was created. And similar to TechHer Forward, I also didn't go to school for computer science, and I was a director in large multi-billion-dollar firms and a vice president. So if I can do it, anyone can, and that's how the program was created. And of course, Tina, that's why I asked you to join me, because you have a wonderful way of making technology accessible for all and such a wonderful, gentle presence that I think is very inviting and was inviting during our course. One thing that lights me up and that I am proud of, as much as I am multifaceted, I'm a pretty simple person. When I see the light in someone's eye, when they realize they have something within them that they've been holding back, and they find a way to bring it to the forefront and step into their power and their voice and possibilities and see that anyone can really do anything with the right opportunity, that lights me on fire. That drives me. That's my passion. That's my purpose. Everything else is just fun. When that happens, I just, yeah, I feel alive.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that. Jacqueline, let's introduce you. Tell us a little
Okay.
bit about yourself.
Well, I'm first of all very honored to have this opportunity to talk with you and seeing you again after that wonderful Take Her Forward experience of mine. Um, so I'm a single mother of four children, and they're the highlight of my life. And I was born in Pakistan. I came to live in Quebec when I was very young, in Chicoutimi. And from there, I got a job in aviation in Air Canada, and I was there for many years. I was a flight dispatcher with Air Canada for 21 out of the 33 years that I was there. And before that, I was actually in management of information systems at Concordia University and somewhere in McGill. And this has brought me completely a 360, I should say, because I was actually learning the real code over there. And one little comma or a little semicolon, and the whole program didn't work. So I just abandoned it, and I really wanted to get into at that time in the early 90s, get on board with getting into computers and cybersecurity and all that, and just didn't work out because I just the way that it was presented, it was not for me. But now, after I took this program, I swear, like it has opened up something within me that I knew was there for like many years. But this is like I just talk to it and it does what I need it to do. And so I made this app about something it's extremely important to me. Um, it, it's an app about I don't know if I should continue and talk about it, but
Okay.
Go ahead, Shig.
So, hello, my name is Shagun, and I have been working since past 14 plus years, 8 years specifically in the tech industry, but I did not know how to code. I was not a techie person, mostly a business person. So, project management, business analysis, product ownership, those were my forte. And even though I was working in tech, when AI came in and the AI revolution, evolution, or whatever you may want to call it, I was so scared. And I'm like panicking. I don't know what to do because I don't have any experience with it and it's new for me. Okay, using it for fun, for chat and things like that, it's fine. But when it starts affecting the industries, what do I do? I'm kind of, trying to find my way. And that's when this I don't know, this program was God sent to me on my desktop, and I see this program,
Yeah.
and I have no idea if I should sign up or not. I'm still thinking about it. And that's when I came into this world, only because I entered this program, about which we'll talk later.
Yeah.
But yeah, this has been me coming from a non tech background and working to learn, I mean, learning to work with AI through Tara and Tina's program. That has been an amazing journey for me.
Thank you. That's so great to hear. Now, talking about the program, the TechHer Forward, let's introduce, I think, our listeners to what the program was. And Tara, I'm going to turn to you because you were the visionary behind this project. So, can you tell us a little bit about when you first imagined this program? What was the spark? What made you feel like this was needed? What did you notice in the community with women, with technology and AI, that made you feel like this was needed to exist?
Yes, thank you, Tina. So, Meet the Motivators, Jacqueline Dixon had asked me originally if I would do a program for women out there for AI. And that's not uncommon nowadays. Everybody wants a course on AI. And what I wanted to do was create something a little different. And I wanted to help women not just take a course and learn about one specific tool, but go through the entire flow of understanding why we're using the AI, what are the pros and cons, what are the, like, how do we govern it, how do we impact biases in the data, and how does their voice become a voice within AI? Because the other thing that is very clear to me is that sometimes AI can be extremely biased because people are biases. If we look at the environment and who's our leadership, who's sitting at the top, why are seatbelts made, why things
Yeah.
are very centered around a certain type of individual.
Yeah.
So
And
in order,
you spent a lot of time talking about that during the program, which I think was great, and it opened people's eyes, mine included. So, yeah.
right,
Good
because
catch.
if we're going to have automated agents out there working on our behalf, we have to make sure that our voice, our differences, our uniqueness is not lost. So that was the first part of the program. I wanted that any woman, especially because Meet the Motivators also works with women who've gone through, some women who've gone through domestic situations, immigrant women, women who are coming out of tough times, and everyone else, right? But the program is designed for women. I wanted them to feel like their voice mattered in the room, regardless of their technical capacity. The second thing is I wanted a course that could show the journey from not knowing anything and really give them a goal so that they could strive for it, even if it felt overwhelming in the beginning. And then the third thing that I wanted to accomplish was a competition, not for who's best, but for people to strive to put their best foot forward and do something that really mattered. One of the great thing about female leadership is that we tend to want to help community. We want to make things better as well as make profit. So the goal was for these women to look into what was important to them. How could they have impact, drive impact, but also think about money, because money is very important as well. As women, we need to have the financial independence to make the decisions we need, and to contribute back to society. So I didn't want it just to be, how do we change the world for others? I want it to be, how do we change the world for others and ourselves and become financially independent and think of this as a business? Thus, the leadership and the founder mentality, getting people to create an app that they could then take to market, change them from women who didn't know anything about technology to women who became business founders and owned an app.
Entrepreneurs, exactly. Now, I think one of the things that made this program so powerful was the format, and you just spoke about it in more details. But I was just thinking that it was very interestingly designed in a sense that it wasn't just about learning the theory behind AI. The participants were actually challenged to build an app from scratch and present it in an innovation challenge, which I thought was very brave, especially knowing the audience was non-technical. And I've always wanted to ask you, how did you come up with that idea, and what made you decide to include that contest element into the program? What did you hope it would unlock in the participants?
When you believe in people, when you give them an opportunity, they can rise and do things that they can't even fathom. And I got a lot of pushback. I got a ton of pushback on if people will even show up, if they'll want to do the contest, if that was too much because these women hadn't done it before. And on contest presentation day, I'm so proud to say that we might have had half of the class say they were going to present. And on presentation day, everybody in the room presented.
Yeah.
And one of our attendees was out of the country and sent her daughter to present her app.
Yeah.
So that shows you that it pushed people to work through their uncomfortableness. What that really means is it pushed the women to push through their fear, and their fear of not being worthy, their fear of not being enough, their fear of not being able to do it, because the tools are there, but they needed to get out of their own way. And so that's kind of why I held strong fast to that concept. And I'm really thankful for the opportunity and sponsorship from my creds so that I could attach some financial payment to it. But it wasn't about the money for these women. All of them seemed just so happy in the end to get up there. And some of them had never spoken in public before.
Right.
And see them talk about their vision. So that's really why I kind of held on to that, is to push past the fear and let them know they belong there.
Absolutely. That's beautiful. Thank you, Tara. And now we have two of our attendees here and winners to hear firsthand how they experience the program. So let me ask you, before the TechHer Forward program, what did AI and technology represent to you? How did you feel about it? Jacqueline?
So basically, I knew that I had to jump on the bandwagon because it's coming. But I was afraid because I didn't know anything about it. And it was hearing everybody saying that it's going to take away jobs and this and that. And now, after taking this course, I should say, it's completely changed my view on what AI really is. And I've been an advocate for AI ever since I left my foot out of that door. So I've come home, I've taught my son how to make his own app, and he loves cars. He's making one about teaching people how to repair parts of the cars that
Amazing.
are broken. And he's going to contact part stores and it's just been snowball since that time. And I'm thinking of now developing something in my previous work as a flight dispatcher. Some people have come up to me to say if I'm willing to work with them on developing AI and flight dispatch, and and all the flight dispatchers were all afraid that it's going to take over their jobs. And I'm out there to tell them that it's going to not only enhance your job, it's going to change your job, but in a very, very good and safer way to use AI. So it's just like I've got like a goosebumps because I know what I can accomplish with this. And I had no clue that this was going to ever lead to something like that. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'm
You
pumped.
start seeing opportunities everywhere, I
Yes,
guess, once you
everywhere,
get.
everywhere. And people think that because I made an app that I'm so much smarter and so much. And I said, you guys can do it yourself as well. Let me, uh, you know, put some time out and show you how it can be done. So, yeah, it's great. It has been a magnificent road so far. So,
It's great to hear.